So the first thing we're going to do is come over to defont.com. I will link this in the description box below. And we're going to come over here and we're going to type in dog because I figured everybody has a dog. Everybody loves dogs. I think it would be a fun, easy keychain to make for your friend or for somebody as a gift. But I thought we would find a font that is a dingbat. And what I mean by that is that all of the characters, instead of being alphabetical letters, they are cute little doggy shapes. Now this one's not going to work because it's more like pencil drawings and not everything's connected, not everything's clean. It would be really tough for your printer to print that. So we're going to keep scrolling until we find one. Same with this. These doggies aren't, like, the lines aren't really clear. They're cute, but they won't work for this project, I don't think. Okay, nothing on that page. Okay. Haha. So we're going to use this font. See how the lines are very clear, everything's connected. The dogs don't have any pieces that are like not adjoined to the other piece. Like if you come over here to these meme doggies, it would print exactly like this, but you'd have lots and lots of little pieces all over your build plate. So that's not what we're going for. We're going to download this one. It's called CanDog. Okay, welcome back. So we are in PrusaSlicer. We are going to right-click the build plate. We're going to come down and add a text because the font we just uploaded from or installed from Defont is a font. So I went through on Pages and found all the little doggies that the font offered, and I found this cute little Scottish dog. He is technically a capital G, so I'm going to type in this box, capital G, and then I'm going to come over to CanDog, because that's the name of our font, and it gives us this cute little terrier. So now that we have that, we can click the X, but you notice it's really small and really weirdly tall. So we want it to be about 2.5 inches. So we're going to come over to the scale. I'm going to click this inches button. We're going to drag it until it says 2.5 inches. Right about there. So this is your measurements right here. You notice that this little lock is locked. When you do that, it makes it really tall because the measurements are locked together. It wants to scale it all perfectly together. Well, we're going to come over here and unlock it. We're going to move our dog and scroll out just a little bit. And then we're going to come down to about 5 millimeters, because if you do it too thin, your dog might break. If you do it too thick, it's a weird keychain. So you can either come over here and type in 5, or you can just drag the blue vertical bounding box till you get the size that you want. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is right-click on our dog, because we need it to be a keychain. We need to add the hole so that our dog can become a keychain. So the next thing we're going to do is right-click the dog. We're going to come down to add modifier. We're going to click the cylinder. We're going to drag this cylinder to about where we want it. Obviously, that's too big. So we're going to come over here. And I eyeball everything. I know that drives people crazy. But I'm going to make it at about 4 millimeters. Okay, so now we're going to come over and look and see what we've got. When we added the modifier, the cylinder modifier, you can see, let's zoom in a little bit. You can see that it's not touching the dog. So there's no way in hell that's going to go through. So we are going to click on the cylinder. We're going to make sure that our lock over here to the right is not clicked. And then we are going to come over to the scale button, and we're only going to touch the vertical boxes. We just want it to go all the way through our dog. So clearly it went all the way through. You can tell by it going through the build plate, but obviously you can also tell because you can see it through the dog. So we're good. This is it, right? We're gonna come over here and click slice, and nothing happens. Well, nothing happened because our cylinder is there, but we didn't tell the slicer what to do with that cylinder. So we're going to come over here and click the gear. We are going to come over here and click infill. We're going to change the infill to 0. We're going to hit slice. Still nothing happened because there's one more thing we've got to do. We're going to come back over here and click the gear next to generic cylinder. We're going to go to layers and perimeters. And then we're going to come down here, change the 7 to 0. So it's messing with the actual dog. Don't fret. It'll be okay. We're going to change all of these to zeros. We're only manipulating the cylinder. I know it looks like more, but that's all we're manipulating. We're going to hit slice again. And we've got our hole. So let me show you. We're going to drag this through. You see that there's a hole all the way through. I think the hole is too big for my liking. So we're going to come over back to the 3D editor view. We're going to hit scale. And we're going to shrink this down a little bit. Then we're going to move it up because now we've got to move it up to make sure it's close enough to the edge that our keyring will fit through, but also close enough to or far away from the edge so that our printer will not have such a thin line to print. Now we're going to hit the slice button, and I think we did pretty good, right? So it's still a little close, so all I have to do is click it. I'm just going to drag it just a tad bit more. Maybe that was too much. And that's all you have to do. You just manipulate it until you figure out exactly where you want it. I want to give this doggy a name, so we're going to come over here and go back to where we can edit. We're going to right click the dog. We're going to scroll down to where it says add negative volume. We're going to come down and hit text. I'm going to leave it at Helvetica because the printer seems to print that okay. There's no thin lines. It just is a nice font. So we're going to type in Andy because that's who this dog reminds me of. We're going to come over here, click the X, center it the best we can, and now we've named our dog. All we have to do is hit slice. It'll add it as a negative volume. Slice it all the way through. So this center of this D will be a separate piece. Same with the center of the A. We don't really want that, so we're going to come back here and manipulate it again. We're going to turn the build plate so it's just on an angle so we can see. We're going to hit this move button, drag it up. We want it to go through, enough to go through the cute little doggy, but not enough that it goes all the way through. So we're going to hit slice and see if that works, which it did. So the next thing that I'm worried about is that I didn't give it enough room on the bottom to print a few layers. So if it were to be too close to the bottom, it would make where the word was filled into, you might be able to punch a hole through the back. So we don't want that. So we got to make sure that the word starts, which it does, the word starts printing on a few layers in. So it's going to print about 20 layers before it even gets to the word, which is exactly what we want. Gives it enough room. You'll be able to have your cute name or write whatever you want to on there. Just keep in mind, you've got a nozzle. My nozzle is a standard nozzle, 0.4. And if you do things that are too small, it might not be able to print them fully. So just keep that in mind. Okay, it finally got to the layer where it's printing the word, which is Andy. And look how cute it is so far. So I'll be back at the finish to assemble the keyring.
Step into the unknown, 'cause this is where dreams are born. Million miles away, but it still feels like home in the land of heroes.
Okay, we're gonna get into my handy dandy box of crap and decide which keyring we want, which I think is this one. Make sure this shuts, because one time I dropped one of these. So we're going to put the keyring on, like so. You know how keyrings work. Then we're going to put it on the other end. I can get. I'm not very good at this. I need to find my jump ring. That'll help. That's why I keep my fingers long. But look how cute this turned out. And I did this without a CAD software. Do you guys like it? Would you guys make something similar? Let me know in the comments below. Also, in the comments below will be the information to go find Wandering Terrier. He is an amazing YouTuber and an amazing Twitch streamer, so I hope you guys go find him too. Alright, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week.